you have to understand that you're a you're a jewel just because there's only you're one of one, no matter what. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Let's Excel Show, a platform for our people where we strive to excel. I'm your host, Excel Lopez, and I'm here with my boy Gaby, aka Roof Flacco, in the building. Yo, my special guest, yo, bro.
Thanks
Pleasure.
for having me, brother.
Yo, pleasure to have you, bro. It wouldn't make sense any other way.
For sure, for
How
sure.
you out here? How you holding now?
Everything is good, man. Just enjoying life, trying to make the best out of it, and taking it a day at a time, man.
We doing it.
For sure.
Doing that. Yo, even with the heartache of the Knicks, man, like, yo, we still repping hard, bro. Like that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I thought that was gonna happen. Cheers, man. They did great, but more. It's just a building process. It's a building
For sure, but at least now we have some answers in regards to like players like Bronson. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? So now at least we have the second round to just build on and doing our thing. So
for sure.
for sure, man.
That's just like us people, bro. Like, you had to have that base. You got a base now, and now it's like, how we gonna make this better?
For sure, man. For
Just
sure.
how we gonna make each other better? You made me better as a person. I appreciate you for that.
And vice versa, man. Like, I feel like everyone you encounter, you have to pour something into that person, and
Sure.
that's kind of how life is. You feel me? Like
Uh-huh.
everyone you come across is going to pour something into you, whether they know it or not. Even with the negative side of things, let's say you get into a situation where there was something negative. At the end of the day, whether you know it at the time or not, they're pouring something positive because you're gonna build yourself up from there. You get what I'm saying?
For sure. There's people that don't know how to use that negativity as a power to make it positive,
Yeah.
I feel I had this conversation with a friend actually yesterday that I've always used both energies. I've always used, but I was always like, I've had great people around me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've had, like, since childhood, I've had amazing friends, family, and associates all the way through. Like, because I see the good in them, so I keep them around. Like, that's what matters. But you always encounter, your environment. Because, like, these streets is rough out here in New York. These streets is rough. But they make you. And I'm like, there's no way that it'll break me. I'll never let that be a thing. So I always said, like, I use negativity to power me up, because I would never let somebody say I couldn't do something.
For sure, bro.
So I was on that type of time all the time.
Yeah.
But now I would always I used to deflect positive energy, honestly, because I used to say, oh, no, I'm good. Like, it's okay. Like, whatever. Because I would expect a lot from myself. And I would think at the same time, oh, I'm supposed to do good things. I'm supposed to, graduate high school, supposed to graduate college. I'm supposed to try to find a good job. Like, that's what's supposed to happen for me and for everybody else, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but now, like, I'm just more mindful of accepting good energy to then fuel me up, boost me up, and keep pushing forward. Because people out there rooting for me, rooting for you, rooting for all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
that's the kind of things that I'm like, yo, I'm using both energies in a positive light. So I hope people do the same for themselves.
Nah, for sure, man. It's something that a lot of us have in us, but a lot of people are scared to tap into that side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Exactly. Like, so, like, like, these people, like, the people know, the gang knows where I'm from. Where you from in these streets in New York?
I was born and raised in Washington Heights.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah. Born and raised in Washington Heights. Went to school there, elementary, junior high school, and then I went to high school, Norman Thomas High School, which was on 33rd Street. So
Ah,
so it was like it's crazy because when you kind of think back at your life and stuff, uh it's like it's kind of interesting because growing up in Washington Heights, for example, is predominantly Dominican, right? So all my friends is Dominican. Like all I saw was Dominicans, bro.
for sure.
Elementary, like I think there was one black student. His name was Sammy. Yo, shout out Sammy.
Shout out Sammy, we miss you.
You get what I'm saying? Uh so I'm having that in elementary, junior high, same thing. And then I get to high school, and high school is kind of like it's on 33rd Street, so it was like a big melting pot. Like I'm seeing like people from Brooklyn. I'm seeing meeting people from the Bronx. Like so it was like a big for me, it was like this big like culture shock because I felt I felt like I was in this bubble, this Washington Heights bubble, which was amazing. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's kind of like wow, like there's just like the city could be so big. You get what I'm saying? So me just coming from Washington Heights, being able to walk to school all the time. Now I'm in high school. I gotta take the train by myself, go down there and just like interact with all of these different people from different boroughs. So
Not only that, like you kind of got to like immerse yourself in the city a little earlier than
yeah,
like,
bro.
other heads. Like my high school days, I was upset at my mom because she didn't let me go to like, even though it was Stevenson, which is like notoriously thought of as a bad school. But I had told my mom, hey, doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Like I'm focused on me. I don't let people tell me or shape me, you know?
Yeah.
That's not a thing for me. But she goes and she puts me in this small school that's a couple of blocks away from me. And it was, okay. But then they took away the basketball program after 1 year. So I was miserable after that.
Yeah.
So everything was like, I was just trying to make the best of my surroundings. And it was a couple of blocks away from me. So it didn't let me see more of my city and stuff. So that's dope that you had that in an early age. So
yeah, for sure. And like I feel like life is more about experiences than anything. So one thing, like I got to experience that, but now I look back at it because I actually visited some friends that went away to college, right? And while I was over there, I'm like, damn, man, like this would have been something super dope to experience. Just like living on your own on campus, and just kind of,
it's opening your surroundings.
yeah,
right?
because it's like now it was something different because I was interacting with white folks now, like white kids or whatever. That was something. So then I went from Washington Heights, only predominantly Dominican, go to high school, predominantly black, Hispanic, and then I venture off to visit some friends in college, and now I'm experiencing interacting with white folks, with white people and stuff like that. So it's kind of like um uh at every age it was kind of like the stepping stone into new experiences, and I feel like is very important for us, especially like coming from where we come from, to try to experience as many things as possible, just because we could, it could feel like it's a trap at times where you feel like those blocks that you grew up and lived in is a world. You get what I'm saying?
That's all you see.
Because that's all you see, and you can't think bigger than that. But that's because you haven't. How could you think bigger than that if you haven't experienced bigger than that?
And not only that, you don't allow yourself to.
Yeah.
You don't give yourself the opportunity. Nobody's having those conversations to do something different, to do something bigger. That it's kind of unfortunate, but it's on us to do it for each other. You know,
bro.
It can't be just there's no blame or anything. It's just whatever. It's just what we got to put out there for each other.
For sure.
And but yo, you missing one key element in your school journey, man.
Wow,
that Lehman College time, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
sure.
where this happened, fresh.
I would say that the college experience wasn't really much.
Damn, because of me.
Not even that, bro. But like for example, I come like it was a big adjustment period. Just because like coming from high school, right? You're interacting with these people all the time. Like high school was you can ask all my classmates, I would never cut school unless it was for a hooky party or something.
We needs those.
Yeah. But
that was the mental break days for life.
But like I would never cut school because I was kinda raised as an only child, right? Okay. So I would get home and it would just be me and my grandma, right? So that was kind of like my escape to interact with other people, right?
Yeah.
So high school to me was a blast, bro. It was a shit. So then I get to Lehman College, and no one really interacts with each other, and everyone's kind of on the go. Like, it's like, I'm here in college to get this done. Like, you know, so it was, I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but it wasn't nothing too memorable. Like, it was cool.
Got you. Did you go there like for your freshman year as well? Or not?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. What I did was that I got my associate's degree in BMCC. That shit was lit, actually.
Okay, so you had a good college experience. Yeah. All right, no, that's a win.
Yeah, but so then I found like this glitch where if you transfer with credits from what do they call those type of a community college or whatever?
Okay.
Some of those credits are not transferable to a senior college.
Got it.
So what I did, I was like, I don't know where I heard that at, but if you transfer with an associate's degree, then you automatically go in there with like 60 credits, which is you need 120 to graduate. Yeah, so you go in there with half of it already. So I was like, okay, so I kind of took that route. And I was like, okay,
got you.
Real quick.
I hear it because it's because you had that awesome experience in BMCC because you know you going into it with other people at the same time, so you go you fuck with that same crowd. In Lehman, what they made what was good was that they, at least in the first semester, you had a block. I mean, with all the same people throughout that same semester. So every class is with the same people.
Oh,
so when they did that, you build those relationships.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me, like, in high school, I had something like that. It was called like College Now, where supposedly they took like the smartest students, and you would just have class with the same people, and you would like at some point take college classes and get college credits for it.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, in my high school, I just want to get the hell out of this. I was like, none of this extracurricular shit for me.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But yeah, man, like that. Because we were talking about school and whatnot, and we've like we said, we met over there. Like we have mutual friends that we had in there. What kind of experiences did you took from there that kind of like has made you to the person that you are now?
From school,
From school, yeah, like the experiences or anything along those lines.
I would say
It could also be like from your like your upbringing as well. Like
yeah,
what have you transferred like going forward? Like everything that stays consistent with you as a
yeah.
person.
I feel like with me, I would say it's a true like underdog story where I actually like really don't come from a lot. You dig what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
um just I wasn't always I was always the funny kid. Like, I've always had like that side of me. You get what I'm saying? But there was a point where I went into high school and I was like probably like 4'11", bro. I was mad short.
Mm.
And just kind of like how I evolved. I got taller, and after that, everything was just kind of me. Like I just kind of went into I grew into my own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
like flourished and stuff.
yeah. So and that's kind of always been me. Like that, I feel like that's always been my story where everything like everything I've accomplished, I've accomplished from the basement, bro. Like I've gone from the basement and build from there, from everything, basically. Like I don't like it's crazy because like uh you could really say like I always had a big supporting cast in regards to like friends, you get what I'm saying, and family or whatnot, but you being the oldest child, you have to kind of learn things on your own. You don't have a big brother, a big sister to tell you, oh, like this is how you dress, like this is how you talk to girls, like this is how you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's just like everything was trial and error and just learning.
Yeah.
And I feel like now going through those experiences, it's just I'm really confident in my capabilities because it's something that it didn't come from like just
A lo loco. Like
yeah
it came with your like
it came with like me actually going through the trials and tribulations of it. So I think that I would like sum it up in regards to like my experience
no,
for sure.
dude. That's so well put because I've like you're a confident as dude. Like we're both confident as dudes because like we're sure of ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we know each other is like from like the core what we're about.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
what kind of things would you tell somebody for them to like grow to so they could be confident? Because like right now people like struggle with that kind of
Yeah.
thought process on how to like either talk to a girl or something or fashion or just the way they move or just the way they think. Like what's the thing that you would give to them that they would need to like to better themselves with to be confident?
I would say um you have to understand that you're a you're a jewel just because there's only you're one of one no matter what. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I know there's only one Gabriel. There's only one Excel. So, just by having that advantage is the best thing in the world because no one is going to think like you. No one is going to dress like you. No one's going to express themselves like you. So I feel like just by understanding that one nugget where you're one of one in this world should make you feel like you're important, or more of whatever you think of yourself. So I think that's the first thing in regards to like confidence, right? And also it's also about like telling people, yo, I don't give a fuck what you think,
Exactly.
because I know I know my capabilities, and I know I know what I bring to the table. I know what I can do. I know how I think. Nobody knows me better than me, bro. And that's nobody knows you better than you.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I tell myself, yo, I could fucking do this? Sorry
Yeah.
for cursing, my bad.
We need that. That's the
Nah, but
emphasis. That's the
yeah,
emphasis.
but why like and for example, like why like confident people, for example, they're viewed as cocky, arrogant, right?
Absolutely. I've
But
heard that before.
yeah,
I've heard that before.
but why don't we why don't we view it as that person completing an affirmation? You know, an affirmation is basically you telling yourself like, hey, I am going to do this, I'm going to do that. How about if a confident person is just um fulfilling their affirmations, where I tell myself, hey, I know I'm going to get this degree.
Mhm.
That's an affirmation, but I'm also very confident in it, because an affirmation, you have to live in it before it becomes true.
Yeah.
So what is the difference?
Yeah. It's, you got to see the vision. You got to see yourself like getting yourself a degree, getting yourself that job. What, like, you say you're going to get that, is how you're going to put yourself in that position to get that.
Yeah.
And
And also like the thing is that um confidence is something that, like, let's say for example, people don't really realize, but you applying for that job you applied for, you subconsciously told yourself, yo, I think I could get this job. You going on that interview took some type of confidence, because you're telling yourself, hey, I think I could do this. So it's just about really maximizing it. Like who is anyone to tell you what you can or can't believe of yourself, bro?
for sure, absolutely. When you said that about the arrogance thing, um, it's funny because like I had a friend that I was saying these things about me trying to progress with this,
Yeah.
and she was like, I had a couple of people said that, like throughout my times that I'm arrogant, and I go, I'm not arrogant. Like I'm just very sure in myself
Yeah.
that I'm a good person. Like I'm a person that is thinking the best in other people,
Yeah.
thinking for the best in myself. But then I learned I need to do better for myself,
Yeah, for sure.
to like really maximize my confidence in myself. Cause I would always say, hey, like I could do these things. Like, I didn't like you're not like somebody else is not giving me that opportunity to do something with myself,
Yeah.
to do that thing. I go, now I'm giving myself the opportunity to do whatever the hell I want to do with things. And that that whole little switch is a thing that, I'm just using all the best of my abilities at the same time to try to make things happen.
Yeah. Like for example, um there's always people have always tried in situations where people have told them they can't, right? So like once you've tried in those situations, then you know what you're capable of. So if I speak highly of myself or you speak highly of yourself, is because you know you can deliver. You get what I'm saying? So like
Exactly.
it's like with athletes, right? Tatum, he dropped 50 the other day, and he said, I feel like I'm the top player, but he knows that because I don't know what type of work Tatum is putting in the gym, but he knows that. So he's letting you know, like, by the way, like, I know I'm putting in the work and the time and the effort, so I'm expecting these results.
Yeah, you expect the most out of yourself. Like
Yeah.
I always find it to be like kind of tricky and kind of upsetting. Like I get disappointed when people say they don't like they can't do something or they don't believe in something about
I don't
themselves.
know, bro. I would
And
never say that.
I hear that and it irks me because I could say, how could you say that about yourself when I see all these great things about you?
Yeah, for sure,
And
bro.
if I'm like, I don't keep people in my circle if I don't think they're good at first of all, as a good person.
Yeah.
You're a good person, you're in. But then also you bring something to the table that's like intangible or tangible. So when you say you can't do something or you can't, it goes, you're just limiting yourself. You're putting yourself back in that box.
For sure, man.
That box is only there just to deliver just the basics of things. It's not supposed to like you're supposed all boxes are broken down at the end.
And for example, like we were talking about, these negative things are, in the grand scheme of things, are not actual negative things, because at the end of the day they're going to do something to your passion, to your thought process, where it's gonna make you better, believe it or not. You get what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
so um like I was saying earlier, like a confident person, bro, like uh what I feel makes me the most confident is that I understand that I'm human. So like my L's, my wins, I broadcast them. My L's, I broadcast them just as loud, bro, because
Yeah.
I need to understand, like, that this is all part of the game, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that really makes you a confident person, because you're so sure of yourself that even in a loss, you know yourself well enough that you know you're gonna get back on your feet no matter what.
For sure. And we're gonna talk a bit more about how you learn from those L's, which are lessons, not losses, because you learn
Exactly.
from something. We're back at it at the Let's Excel show right after this. Lock in. Yo, what's going on, y'all? If you haven't subscribed to us yet, you're wildin'. If you listening to us, streaming us, and you still haven't hit follow, you're bugging. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. All that stuff you do for us, we fuck with you. Thank you. Love, peace. Let's excel. Yo, my people, welcome back to the Let's Excel show. We're here with Excel Lopez, out here with Ru Flaco and Gaby, the man himself. Yo, man, you was out here sharing, your time and stuff about, your peaks and your valleys and stuff.
Sure.
But because the valleys is what taught you something about yourself.
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself in those valleys? What to get yourself back to that peak?
That what I learned about myself is that nothing is really. Hold on. Yo, if we still filming? Nah, what I learned about myself, it was basically that nothing is bigger than what it actually is. at the moment. So let's say, for example, there's been things that I've stressed about I at the moment it was something big, but now I look back at it and this was like it was something big because I was in that moment. But it's just about actually thinking about it and asking yourself, will this be something crazy 2 or 3 years from now? And most of the time it's not.
Yeah, it's a moment that kind of like it's like an inflection point that kind of like tests you, you know. And everything's a test with life, man. Because we've been at moments where shit, like you're at a good standing now. Like you work a great job, thankfully. You know, congratulations on that. You make good pay and all that stuff, and you're living comfortably, but you keep wanting more.
Yeah,
you know, because you learned from before you was at your lowest that you probably was just you couldn't go out or whatever, but that was temporary. Now you're at another state, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's just like, for example, when we were, let's say, adolescents, like 14 or whatever, like we were stressing about like, oh, when am I gonna lose my virginity? Or like, how am I going to get? You know what I'm saying? And now that's, now I look back and I'm like, yo, I was, like, not that I was really stressing about it or whatever, but it was something that it was on your mind, and it's like, life will take care of itself at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just look at things that I'm a numbers guy, so I look at things as probability. So, what is the probability that you're going to lose in every situation?
It's not every time. You can't lose every time.
Exactly. So it's just about really getting out there and playing it how it's supposed to be played. You get what I'm saying? So if if you go on if you go on 10 interviews, there's no way that you could lose at all 10. It's just numbers, bro.
10 interviews or 10 dates, like at a point one of these girls gonna like you. God damn. I know all of them fucking like you like all the time, right, boy?
For sure, yeah.
Like, yo, at this point in time, man, like the way how society is, man, like men are scared to talk to girls, unfortunately, nowadays, man. Or just like, it's like we can't approach like women the same way we used to. Like, what is it like? What like that was never an issue for you back, like ever, because like like because you're so sure of yourself. Like what kind of like advice or influence you could give on somebody to like talk to the people, talk to the masses that are struggling out there to try to like be confident and having a good conversation or like trying to do things with themselves with a lady.
I would say first and foremost is it has to start with you, bro. Right? Because if let's say for example, if I go up to a female, a woman, and I'm not sure of myself, then she reads on that. Like people have to understand that communication is more than verbal.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Communication is actually more than verbal.
It's everything. You get what I'm saying? Body language is real.
And also that energy, bro. We're as humans, we're people that we feel vibes, we feel energy. You get what I'm saying? So I say first step is actually going into the situation feeling and knowing that you can't lose in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you lose, then it's cool, bro. But I feel like a lot of men nowadays, like they just overthink shit too much. Um, it's very. One quote of mine is like, life is very very simple. You get what I'm saying? Like, eh, men were out here to be attracted to women, and women were out here to be attracted to men.
Yo, there's two things when I want to mention on that, right? Because with the body language, like I was mindful about that one time in a date where, because I kind of want to keep you entertained the whole way through.
Yeah.
Like when I'm with a girl, right? And it's more of the communication, right? Oh, yo, how about this? Or like, what are you doing? Or just having a conversation. But now in the spots that we at, fucking loud as fuck. So there's no real conversation to be had in a spot where the music is blasting, blaring, all that shit.
You have to, as a man, you have to take control of all of those things. Um, like for example, my sort of dates are very. I like them to make. I like to make them as personable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So like during the summertime, like a picnic is fly, bro.
Done those. I got a dope ass picnic blanket, bro. That shit got Velcro to hold it together. Like,
Yo, picnics are very, very underrated dates, bro.
it's amazing. Yeah.
A bottle of wine on chill. You know, you have your snacks, and it's about literally getting to know the person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And first things first, like if you're already on the first date, that means that
She's fucking with you, right?
it's like, for example, it's like going on a job interview. If they're interviewing you, it's because they want to give you the job. It's just about what do they wanna they're vetting you and just basically trying to see where you're at with it.
Yeah.
So if you're in a job interview, that's literally them telling you, "Hey, we're trying to give you this job."
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Not like there was like I was saying with the body language with the girl and stuff. I was like I said, I like try to entertain the whole way through, like with me talking, more
Yeah.
about me. And sometimes, some girls they like to be quiet while they're being in the space where the music is like loud, or like, the ambiance is just like, lights and all that shit and like people dancing. So I was watching, and I was there kind of like that, just about to say something else, kind of like, leaning in.
Yeah.
And I went and I said, you know what? Why am I trying to talk over the music? I said, just chill. I go, she's chilling right now.
Mhm.
I should just chill. So I went, just leaned back and just went like this, just chilling. And then she just smiled because she said, yo, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
And it was a different like dynamic there that I said, okay. I asked her, yo, you having a good time? And she's like, yeah, she goes, I'm having a great time. And then I noticed, yo, like everything's not cookie cutter with every girl or every dynamic, every date, every whatnot. And just my body language letting her know that, okay, I'm comfortable with us not having a conversation right now because you're enjoying the space.
For sure.
Like changed everything.
What I would say, like my tactic is that I'm just 100% me
Mm-hmm.
from the jump, right? So my like the way I thought about it was like, let's say for example, I am going to be 100% me from the start, from day one, minute one. You get what I'm saying?
We need that.
Because it just makes the process easier. Because let's say for example, think about it like this. Imagine you being 100% yourself and that girl liking that. the whole process, relationship is going to be so much easier because just by being yourself is a plus, bro. She's gonna like that. So I do that from minute one, date one, all of that because it just makes it easier on me and her because it's like it's either A, there's potential of that going somewhere, or B, she's like, oh, nah, I can't deal with that. And if you can't deal with that, then that means I can't deal with that because I'm being like, if I can't be me around you, then why? Then
Nothing else can, like nothing can happen from
exactly.
here.
So I think that's very important. I feel like most of the times like relationships kind of go down the drain just because we tend to do this a lot as men. We kind of go into first date where we're kind of not ourselves because we're trying to make a good impression.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of put not putting your best foot forward because I'm putting my best foot forward as myself, but just kind of not being you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months down the line, like the real you comes out, and that's not something that she signed up for. She signed up for that, for what she saw date one, date two, date three, date four. So it's kind of like I've always kind of tried to avoid that. And I learned that from actually being in a situation like that where in the beginning I was like I wasn't me just because I wanted to make a good impression or whatnot. And then like when I was actually me, that wasn't what she
was looking in for.
yeah, for sure.
So what is the type of turnoffs that you see in a girl that wouldn't make you want to pursue another date with another girl?
Damn, that's a good question, man. uh Damn.
Because there's so many. Like I could give you a quality for myself where it feels that the first date has to be expensive. Not to say that I'm cheap, because I'm not, because I'm gonna handle everything.
Yeah.
But if you go and you recommend a spot where like the dishes are like $100 something or something, and I'm like I don't think this
for sure.
This linguine costs that much. Why are we doing this? And
it's not even about the day being expensive. It's more about you're dating me. Like we have to kind of get to what is the point of dating, right? The point of dating is that I want to get to know you. I want to talk to you. I want to know your interests. I want to know I just want to know the way you think, your mentality, who you are as a person, all of that. Why does it matter if it's over a $300 dinner or whatnot? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like we're kind of getting lost into what the whole point of the date is.
Yeah.
So it don't matter what the price is. And it is what it is at the end of the day. But it's like you as a woman, you as a man have to kind of try and find out like what is the point of what I'm doing this
What are we doing here, right?
Yeah, like what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like, not to say that I've been in situations where that's a thing all the time and stuff. Most of the time, like I've always said to myself, I've been fortunate that I've met great women in my life.
That means you're good at the vetting process.
The vetting process is awesome this way.
Yeah, I feel like that's very important. The vetting process.
For sure.
just because you kind of ask the questions of that will give you kind of like an understanding of what this person is about, what this person is looking for. Because at the end of the day, everybody is living their own story. So for example, you're your main character in your own story. I'm my main character in my own story. So let's say, for example, who was to say that this girl that I'm vetting is at that stage where I'm already she's in chapter 2 and I'm in chapter 4, or vice versa. Like I could be looking to just have fun or whatnot, and she could be looking to settle down. So it's just about really understanding, like, what first is like, what are you looking for,
Yeah.
and really being sure of that. You get what I'm saying?
I hear that. There's so much things that comes with the dynamic between women and men that I kind of simplify things for people. And like I simplify like either dating or sex and stuff like that where like say for instance, like in sex, I put it very, very primal and basic. I go, sex is like a itch that you gotta scratch. We're animals. You see dogs out there in these streets, like they out here sniffing each other's butts, and they're like, you know what? I kind of like the way this butt smells, and they make it happen. Like I like I could see the emotional aspect of sex. Like with like women doing that. I feel like that takes time though, where you go and then those energies do that. Like how do you feel about that in your sense?
I think it just depends on the person,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on the vibe. Like there's been times where I'm just sexually connected to a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. We got
Totally okay.
the whole dog sniffing butts.
Sniffing pugs at Central Park.
But there's also where there's there's a difference between you wanting to fuck a girl and you wanting to fuck a girl. You get what I'm saying?
hear it.
Like there's been times where like I'm like, damn, yo, like I wanna like get it in. But it's just like, but there's times where I'm like, damn, like I really want to get it in with this girl. I'm saying the same thing, but it's not the same
It's
thing.
not the same thing. Like sometimes you could be attracted to a girl like sexually because of her mentality on things, like there's like the physical beauty and shit. There's the mental whatever.
Yeah.
So there's always something that kind of puts you in that space that makes you want to do that.
One thing I would from my personal experience that I would say is that I'm attracted more to personality and how we connect as one, more than the physical, for sure, for sure. Because for some reason I'm just speaking for myself on this. Like I've noticed like the more beautiful a girl is, I me and I'm speaking me personally, I felt that um their conversations are not as good. Their vibe is not as good. But like I I've thought, I'm like, maybe it's because they know that they're bringing, just with relationships is so much on the physical. So on the physical side, they're bringing extra, so they feel like they don't gotta bring on that side of things. But if it's if it's not enjoyable to actually hang out with you, talk to you, and do all of the other things, then a relationship can grow from that. You get what I'm saying? If it's just on the physical.
No, for sure. Like I've had Like I have a big bro type friend who always hits me with the yo, make sure girls college educated. Make sure like he would just kind of run game because he went through an experience where, he got down with the baddest girl on the block, but she's like she dropped out of high school and like, it wasn't doing anything for herself to like progress to be move forward. And he falls on his sword, making sure, yo, X, don't you fucking do that shit too. And I tell him, I say, hey, you don't got to worry about me because all I've put myself with is girls that are trying to do things that are better for themselves, that are beautiful, like inside and out. So that, like, I go, I'm good. I go, I'm not going to fall into that trap.
Nah, but that trap be there. I'm not gonna
Fucking New York.
cause like there was this situation where there was this girl where like our sexual chemistry was beyond
charts, eh?
beyond anything. But she was nuts. And I knew, I'm like, but it was just that on that other side, it was just like, it was the best. So at the end of the day, I chose to not continue that because you got to think about, like me, I kind of think about life and like 5 years from now, another five. You know what I'm saying? So I know 5 years from now, I'm obviously trying to have kids or whatever. And I was like, nah, like this.
It ain't it? Like she's not gonna be on that same time with you?
Yeah.
I hear it.
For sure.
Shit, like right now, I feel like if I have kids in 5 years, they're gonna basically be grandkids because I was that damn old.
Shout out to the old people.
Shout out to the old people, but it like I'm mad grateful for that because it like I had to figure me out before I could bring anybody else in here.
Yeah, for sure. And like kids, like for example, it's like very important because like they're going to absorb whatever you're going through, right? So let's say for example, if you're not at a right place and you have kids, then they're always watching us. They're always looking up to us. They're always mimicking us. So wouldn't you want to be at your best self when that actually happens? You get what I'm saying?
For sure. Because you want your kids to be a mirror of you, kind of, because obviously, like we said, we feel like we're great because we are great because you're doing well for yourself, but this ain't the final version of you because you have more goals, more aspirations, more things that you want to achieve because you're not settling for less.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're not gonna let your kids or anybody else settle for less for themselves. So you're gonna see you want to keep going up, and they're gonna want to be you.
Yeah, but
you're gonna be their hero. You're their first hero.
Yeah, but I feel like when it comes to kids, we have to. This is my personal opinion. Like we have to kind of get it out. Get that out of our minds that we have to do like I don't know, like I feel like people want to do like a lot of more things with their kids, right?
Yeah.
Which is perfect, but it's the intangible things that really count. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So like for example, in my situation, like I grew up in a single parent home, all of that other stuff, right? So like what I think would be good for me and my kids is like a home where the mom and I are together, right? We're raising the kid. And it's more about like just adding, it's not about the materials, it's about those memories, those values and all of that other stuff where I feel like we get lost in it a lot because let's say for example, when I was a kid, I wasn't aware that I was quote unquote my family was broke or I was
Yeah.
like I
Low
wasn't aware.
income on that shit.
I
right?
wasn't aware of that because I was playing all the weekends. I would go to my cousin's house. We would play. Like kids don't care about like doing more for them. You get what I'm saying?
I hear.
Like like a I rather like as a like you got to think about it like this. As a kid, would I rather have um be raised as a kid that I didn't miss kid things, or would I be a kid that don't have all those kid experiences, but I have all of these material things like, oh, I went to this country. That kids don't care about that, bro.
No, for sure. Like I'm saying it in the sense that you want to be able to have those like experiences
Yeah.
that you want to be able to like you want your kid to fucking play sports.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then you want to practice the sport with them.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. These are the things that you trying to like. I was at a kids party yesterday, and but like everybody loves their kids. You know, everybody is mindful of their kids. Like 110% of their time is about their kids. And I was in a conversation with a couple of friends.
Which is something I disagree with.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to. They're there talking 110% about their kids. And I went and I said, hey guys, your kids are like right there. They're chilling. Talk about you now. What are you doing for you so that you can make things better for them? Like what's happening with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, the kids are fine because you're gonna make it fine. When are you gonna take time for you that you got? It's easy for us because we don't have kids, but they need to know that as you're still a person. We're talking about we're people. You said, yo, we're all humans at the end of the day. You're a human. You got to take care of you so you can take care of them.
I feel like with that, you have to kind of look at life from the you have to be able to with life you have to be I feel like you have to be able to step away and be able to it's funny because you have to live life for the now, but you have to think about what the future you is going to think about what you're doing now. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like is the future me going to care about is the future me going to value more me buying this expensive whatever, or is the future me going to value me going on that trip with my friends, experiencing those memories, those laughs, and just kind of being like, yo, 80 I'm 80 and I'm thinking about like, wow, I was young at one point and I remember that trip in Colombia or in Miami or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So it's tricky because we get like it's about being caught up in the now, right? But I'm not living I don't live life as, oh, how much could I accumulate or how much I don't live like that, bro, because at the end of the day, that's not really something of value. Yeah, you accumulated it, right? But what did you sacrifice for that?
For sure. That's a lot. Yo.
Time is the most expensive currency, bro.
And
the
that
most
time,
valuable currency.
bro. And that time is what we spent here. That was beautiful amongst friends, amongst brothers. And I appreciate you doing this with me wholeheartedly, man.
Sure,
and
bro.
we need to do a trip with me, motherfucker. Like that's that trip that I was like, you had those trips, like, but it wasn't with me, bro.
For sure.
But yo, man, I had a blast doing this with you, bro. It's been a pleasure. Like, can't wait to do this again with you.
Sure,
so we could, like, so we could dive in more about learning each other and stuff. And yo, man, it's a blessing having you here, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, you already
Thank
know,
you so
bro.
much, my brother.
Absolutely. Yo, guys, you already know, man. The Let's Excel Show. We out here, yo. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that shit that you feel like doing.
Sure.
And one day you'll see us videotaping each other like on a trip one day. God knows what the hell's going on.
Let's do it.
Well, we doing that shit. We always do it, and we always do it with the best interests at heart. Yo, guys, Let's Excel. We out here. Peace.
Peace.